Yes, it's a Friday. Okay. So let me quickly do a quick recap of what we have done yesterday and then we'll jump to today's session. Okay. So today is all about we'll be knowing about what is Tosca, how to understand the Tosca and all those things. Okay. So yesterday we have seen different Tricentis products and we have also understood what is model-based test automation and what are the different applications Tosca will help you. And we have understood where Tricentis or Tosca will help you in your testing life cycle. So being it test data management, being it cross-browser testing, or being it requirement gathering or preparing an RTM, whatever might be, we can do it. Okay. So software testing process, we select, design, automate all the test cases. Okay. So this is a model-based test automation approach. We understood how to create this. I mean, how on what basis or what is the SUT that we'll be doing, and we are just saving the technical information in our module, and then we are providing the business information. So that is all about model-based testing approach. How model-based testing approach has come into the picture. It was previously script-based testing automation. Later, it slowly started with no-code test automation tool, that is Tosca, and then now it is AI-powered automation tool. Okay, because all the new features like self-healing, Vision AI, all those things are helping out very much in automating the hardest technologies that you see, that you think test automation cannot be done. Okay, and the system requirements, it is for sure you have to have a RAM of 8 GB and i5 dual core 2.4 gigahertz should be there, and hard disk space should also be there. And we have seen some differences between Tosca and Selenium, and we have understood the advantages and disadvantages of Tosca. And now coming to this, so these are the, if you ask me what are the features of Tosca, so we can tell them it is a risk-based testing approach, okay? So what ideally a risk-based testing approach is, we assess the risk. So if at all, if I don't automate this particular functionality, okay, so how much risk it might incur to for my project, okay, so it might be testing. If I don't test this functionality, what might be the risk? It might be a financial risk, or it might be a risk that might lead the client might lose the customers, okay, so it can be any kind of risk. So we will try to check all those risks that are involved if we don't test any functionality. So we try to identify the test suite. So this has to have the highest weightage because this has the highest risk. Okay. So if at all, if we are using a mobile application and the login function itself is not working, so it creates a very greater damage, and even clients will be having so many of support tickets saying that their login page is not working. Okay, so because of all these things, uh, we first identify the test suite, and then we say this is a priority, and we have to understand that we have to for sure at any point of time, if at all, if you are saying you are testing this application, you have to execute all the test cases. So then the test case execution happens, then we risk the measure. Okay, so how is the risk measure? So this all can be done in Tosca itself. We will see how to do it with the help of a few concepts called weights and all those things. Okay, so in the requirement section. So if you all know about distributed execution, yes, I know most of you have known about this distributed execution. So if you see, it is a user machine and you use a server where you distribute your work, or you distribute your test cases, whatever you have to run through different agent machines. Okay, so agent machines can be any number of agent machines. So we will understand the structure, how to set up this distributed execution at the end of our completion of your Tosca. And other important features are handling of dynamic test data. We can do a test recording, and it is also compatible with different types of applications. And we have seen the architecture of Tosca, where I told Tosca Commander being the hero, and there is a repository, license server, Tosca executor, all those things. So I have told the major components of Tosca. And now we will see how this Tosca commander is and what are the different views that you have to remember while we start with our practical sessions. Okay, so this is really very important because even if you are stuck with something, you would like to share your screen. So in that situation also, I'll be just helping you out with the names. I say test tabs, I say hierarchical view, I say detailed view. You should be able to navigate from one tab to other tab. Okay, so basically before showing this, I want you to show how this Tosca commander is. So if you see, once you install it on your task manager, when you say Tosca commander, you will be seeing an app and you just have to click on open. So once you, sorry, I'm so sorry. Yeah, once you open this is how you see your Tosca commander. So this is a place where we interact or and start with test case development day in, day out. Okay. So commander is a place where we do our test case execution. Okay. And coming to talking about this Tosca commander, here if you see, this is a project that you create at the starting of your creation of your this workspace, I can say. And if you see, these are different folders on the under this project. Okay, and these folders are called component folders. Okay, so these folders are called component folders because it is helping you to segregate your work accordingly. Say it modules. So all the modules will be segregated in this module section. All the test cases will be inside this test case section. All the executions will be inside this executions. If there are any specific configurations that you have to give for your test case, it will be under this configurations component folder. Okay, so these are called component folder, and you create a number of in any number component folders according to your wish. Okay, so it's just a right click and you see there is a component folder. This is what you can create. Okay, so this is a total project that I have created. I named it as batch 30. Under batch 30 by default. Okay, so these are the folders that I have created for my project use. But if you see from configurations till test planning, everything will be by default. Okay, you should, there is need not for you to go and create each and every folder here. It will come as a package once you create your workspace or the project. Okay, understood?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so after this component folder, we have to navigate between each and every folder, each individual segregation that I spoke about. Okay, so first we will talk about this modules because this is where we actually start with before we directly jump into the test case section. Here is a test case section. So the hierarchy will be first is a project, next is a module, and next is a test case. And if you have observed, I have just simply just dragged this and I'm just dropping it to rearrange my tabs. Okay, so these are the different tabs where you can work on. Okay, so these are called test tabs. Okay, so if I say please go to the test tabs, you should be understanding, sir. I'm asking you to point to this test tab. Okay, so these are the test tab, and here if you see, this is whatever you see here, it is called as a hierarchical view. Okay, hierarchical view is nothing but it will show you the hierarchy of what all the components that you are doing. Okay, suppose if I say test cases, so this is my structure of tree structure that is there. So examples is my test folder and main folder, and these are sub test. These are test cases which are in this examples folder. Okay, so this is a hierarchical view. When I say so you have to go to a hierarchical view, you should come over here and you have to just navigate here between each and every folder. Okay, and the middle portion, whatever you're seeing, is called working pane. Okay, so this is where we start working for our test case. Okay, so if at all, if I have to give any input or anything, you have to open this hierarchical view and highlight this particular step. And here you start giving the whatever the value that you want. Okay. So I just have to click on this register. I come here, I open, I highlight it here in the hierarchical view and start working on my working pane. And this can be called as a detailed view or a working pane. So whatever you feel it is comfortable, you have to understand. Okay. And these are a couple of other names that you can see. This is a tree view, this is a detailed view, this is a status bar, properties pane, and these are the different tabs. Okay, so this is a title bar on the up you see, and this is a menu. Okay, so this is a title bar and this is a menu. Okay, so when I say menu, please remember that I'm asking you to go here on this particular these things. Okay, if I say it is on a hierarchical view, you have to go here. If I say individual tabs, please go here. Okay, because it will be easy for you and me. Yeah. So this is all about Tosca Commander. Okay, so Tosca Commander is like a hero, and if you want me to tell a perfect definition of this, helps us to. It serves as a user interface of the tool, enabling users to design, maintain, execute, and analyze test cases. Okay, it is a foundational component of Tosca test suite, structured with various sections such as requirements, modules, test cases, test script design, execution, and reporting. Okay, and this is a tool, uh, executor. So previously, when we started with Tosca, so this is how we see the executor, but now the executor is a very simple thing. Let me show you. Let me see if I have my test case ready. Okay, let me juggle over that. Okay, so this is my hierarchy view. If I see the open option. Okay, let me open this and I'll show how this executor will come. Let me. So now if you see my Chrome is closed, when I run this particular test case, it will open the Chrome and close the browser because that is the only thing that I have given in this test case. So that is what it is doing. So let me do this. Let us see how it is. So I'll show you now the executor. So here, if you see, there is something happening. Okay, so this is now the executor. Okay, so previously the screen which you are seeing on the PPT, it was very at the starting of the Tosca, but now if you see, this is the executor that is working now. Okay, this script is failing because I did not develop it correctly. Okay, so we'll come back and fix it. And test wizard. Wizard is nothing but we need to scan an application, as I've told. We have to get the technical properties of the element that we see on the screen. So all the technical things that we get it. We do it with the help of scan. So today we will see it how to do this. And the one which you are seeing is an old model of scan wizard, but now it is totally different. I'll show you how to do this scan, and before going it, we will complete it. So Tosca repository is nothing but as we have different databases, here also we have different repositories which can connect with different databases like Oracle, SQL Server, SQLite to store all your test cases. Okay, so you can also store your TDM, test data inside this TDM, which helps us to store your test data that is coming from your test cases. Okay, so if at all multiple users or multiple testers you have to work simultaneously, you can make use of this test repository. It is very, very helpful for us. Okay, so we will see how to commit our changes or how to commit all the data from our Tosca to repository and how to fetch it, all things are covered as part of our syllabus. Yeah. So before I jump into this, so if you see, you have to understand three main elements before you install Tosca into your machine. The three main elements are, first one is scanning, second one is modules, and the third one is test cases. So this is how we build a test case. This is the criteria, these are the things, the steps we follow. So scanning. So what is scanning exactly? Let me open this site. Yeah. So let us do on this website. So this is a website. Suppose I want to click on this automobile. So if I have to click on this automobile, I should have a module created which has this automobile properties. Okay. So let us see how this happens. So now I have to go on to this module, say scan application. Take this. And now if you see, I'm on a basic window. I can just go and highlight each and element. When I am highlighting, I don't know whether you are able to see it. There is a link that is shown at the top. Okay. So camper link, motorcycle link, truck link, automobile, it is a link. And if you see, request demo is also a link. And this is a visit support is also a link. And this is a text box. Are you able to see this?
Yeah, we are able to.
And here, if you see, this is also get code. Okay. So what happens when I select this? So when I click on this automobile and come here and go to the advanced section. Okay. So if you see, there are different properties that are displayed for this particular automobile. Okay. So this automobile has different properties called representation properties, technical properties, and transition properties. Okay. So how are these getting identified? With the help of Vision AI? Okay. Did I do anything apart from just highlighting this particular automobile? No, right? I just simply highlighted this and clicked on OK. My Tosca, with the help of Vision AI, it is trying to get all the properties according to its understanding. That means these are the elements that are given as part of this web page while developing. Okay. So how do you know these properties are related to this automobile? Okay. So when you hover or when you come over this technical properties, you see some of the technical properties. Okay. So outer text, what is the outer text? It is automobile. Obviously, it will be for automobile only. I cannot name some other person Manasa and I ask them to respond, right? So it should be Manasa of that particular person. So similarly, so they have given an automobile outer text. I know for sure it is for automobile, and inner text is also automobile. Inner HTML is also automobile. Okay. And here they are also giving what is the, what is this URL? And see, there are representation properties. Representation is nothing but how are the dev team representing this particular automobile link? Okay. What are the different elements? It might be with visibility true, is steerable true, interactive element. So these are some of the representation properties. We will understand what are these in detail in later stages. But for now, this is what I do to scan a simple thing on my application. Okay. So if I want to have the truck also, I'll just click on truck. I'll have motorcycle. I have camper. Done. So now I'm getting all the technical information. So now do you understand how the technical information is getting here? So just by going and highlighting it here. And I simply click on save. So once I click on save, it is already in my Tosca commander. And if you see, these are the three things that I have selected. It is automobile, truck, motorcycle, camper. So see how simple it is to get your technical information. And now the next thing of what I do is I just have to give a business information. My main motive is for this particular test step is I have to just click on this automobile. I'll simply drag this and drop it onto my test case. If you have observed, I did a drag and drop and I just have to do a click operation. So this is the business information. Let me try running this. A very simple step that I'm showing you. So now if you see, it is going and clicking on my automobile. So do you think it will take much time for you to develop a test case in this situation, in this scenario?
No.
Do you think I need to have any technical knowledge or any other scripting language knowledge to complete a test case in this scenario? No, that is absolutely what I was trying to explain from past 2 days. Okay. Yeah. So this is all about basic scanning. So next we'll jump into the module. So now you know there are modules created once we do a scan. So before actually we jump to the scan, so you have to understand there are two different types of modules that will be present in your modules folder. Okay. So the first folder that you see is called standard modules. So what are the standard modules? We will see what are the standard modules first. Let me place all of them. So standard modules. So Tricentis team has identified some of the most common operations or most used, I can say most used things among these different applications so that we can use widely in any kind of project. Okay. So all those things which can be used or reused multiple times are now present in standard modules. Okay, so we'll have a quick walkthrough of what are the different automation standard modules we have and how it is useful for us to start our testing. Okay. So the one best practice that we do before we actually do jump into the scan is first we will try to identify are there any standard modules that will be helpful for my test case development. Okay, so that is how I start my test case. So if there are any standard modules, I'll mark them. Okay, I have these standard modules. Apart from this, I have to create these many modules. Okay, so that is how I start my actual scripting. So now we will see what is different. So if you see T-Box automation tools, inside T-Box automation tools, they have clearly differentiated each and every folder with the standard things. If you see, this is a basic window operation. So some of the basic window operations is you have to open a URL, correct? So that can also be a basic window operation, or it is a simple T-Box take screenshot. Okay, if you have to take a screenshot in between of your test steps, you can go ahead and use this module. You just simply have to give some details called environment, directory, and file name. Then done. Tosca will make sure that the screenshot is captured correctly. And T-Box send keys, if you have to send any information from your keyboard, okay? So sometimes whatever you give as an input might not work for your web application. So in that situation, what you do in an ideal scenario, you go and keep on clicking on this keyboard so that it will accept that operation. The same way, if you have to do it, you have to understand what caption that you have to send and what keys that you have to input. So then this T-Box send keys will help you. And dbox window operations, if there is any different windows that are open and you have to close them, or if you want to just operate something, if you want to bring them to front, so whatever kind of operation you want to do, it is closing, maximizing, minimizing, or you want to do a wait on close or resize, whatever you want to do, all the window operations can be captured and this under this tbox window operation. And T-box scroll window operation, everyone knows. If I have to scroll from top to bottom, bottom to top, anything like that, this module will help us on that. And T-box save as is a save as pop-up that you see most of the time in the Word. When you close without saving, you get a pop-up saying that, do you really want to close it before saving? So such kind of pop-ups all can be handled. They have given it as T-box save as, but you can change it accordingly, according to your particular window operation. Okay. And T-box dialog, it's nothing but if there is any dialog box, that is you have to delete it, or yes, no buttons, anything that are coming up. So for all those things, this T-box dialogs can be used. T-box context menu, if in the menu bar there are multiple menus that are included, all those can be handled in this T-box context. Okay, so these are all like ready-made information or ready-made tools that we have already. We just have to understand where to fit these standard things in our test cases. Okay, so any questions still here?
No, Mansa.
Okay, all right. So I know it is little theoretical today, yes, but it is needed for us because the next class we start with Tosca installation, because for that if you have to install Tosca, you should all know the basic things. Okay. And buffer operations, we'll talk about buffer when we are doing a practical. Even if I tell you now, will not be used. Okay. Evaluation tool. If you have to evaluate two different two mathematical expressions, or if you want to verify two texts, is it evaluated correctly or not? So for all such operations, you can use T-box evaluation operation and file operations. If you want to do any kind of file operations like open a file, close file, read a file, copy, delete, anything can be used. These modules will help us to overcome all those situations. Folder operations, similar way. If I have to open any folder, close any folder, delete a folder, whether I have to check whether that folder is existing or not, for all those folder operations, we can do this. Number, numeric, if you have to convert a number to decimal, you can simply give what value you want to convert and how to convert the value, which decimal format. Okay, all those things can be given here as part of this, and it will convert it to a decimal. Process operations. So you might have known that from command prompt, I can just open and I can give some commands. I can kill the sessions. I can start the program. All those things can be done, right? So all those things can be carried out with this T-box start program. This is really very helpful. Even if you have to kill your sessions, sometimes your Tosca might be still open and you have to kill it from the backend. So in that situation, this T-box start program is really very helpful. And yes, if you have some Selenium scripts, it's interesting, and you don't want to run it from Selenium, yes, Tosca can handle it with the help of this run Selenium scripts. It can take the Selenium scripts, it can run them as a Selenium script. You have to give what is the path name, what test class, and what is the test method. If there is any report directory you want to specify, you mention it. All your Selenium scripts will be run on time. Yeah. And did you all observe? I was telling in this architecture about different engines. Yeah. So if you see here, there are different engines that are coming to the picture based on what engine you are using. You can easily understand what Tosca can also easily understand this. Okay. So now if you see T-box X engines, there are different engines that Tosca can play around. Be it an HTML application, be it a file application. File is nothing but a desktop application. Even if it is an XML format that you want to do, or JSON API thing that you want to do, if you want to connect to a server, send a mail from your Tosca, or you have to read a mail that you got it in your Outlook. All those things can be done with the help of this mail folder. And mobile, all the mobile operations can be easily carried out with this mobile folder. And if you see, these are the different engines that Tosca is mentioned. So SAP application, if you want to open your SAP context menu, if you want to log into your SAP, if you want to log out, if you want to verify, all those things can be done with this SAP application. Java also can be done. So you might have seen this kind of message when you are working with Java, right? So this security information also can be handled with the help of this standard module. Excel operation. So most of the people will be asking me, can we do Tosca with Excel? Yes. Tosca with Excel is highly possible with help of all these modules that are already present. Yes. PDF can be done. Host and keys can be done. Vision AI can be done. Text streaming can be done. All those things can be done. And let me show you this repository. Okay, see, this is a Tricentis Tosca server. Okay, so this server, if you see, there's a distributed execution. I can see what are the different events that are running, what are the different agent machines that I have set up. All these things can be seen here. And coming back here, test data management. So if you see, I have different tables that I have created here. Tables have created. I have lot of information that these information is not I have created here. I have done it from Tosca. I have created all these values from Tosca. So you will know how to do it with the help of this TDS objects standard modules that we have. So inside this test data service, we have all the different modules that will help us to do all the changes that is needed on the server page. And coming to the user defined modules. So these modules will be created by you. You will be creating according to your application that you are using. Okay. So if it is demo web application, you create the modules for the demo web application. If you are doing this vehicle insurance application, this will be done with the help of this user defined module. So how do we create a module now? What do we do? The basic thing what we start with. Okay. So it was just by scanning an application. Okay. So once we get the tool, we will understand how to start scanning, how to get the modules into this user defined module folder, and how to start with the basic test cases. Okay. So I'll tell you by the next fourth day or fifth day, you will be starting with your basic test case and you will be practicing all the exercises and test cases and you will be giving me lot of information. Okay. I have almost given all the information that is needed for us to kickstart with our Tosca learning journey. Only thing that is left is we have to install the Tosca. We are working on your licenses. We'll get your licenses all ready by Monday, as it is tomorrow is a Saturday and Sunday. We'll not be able to do it. So Monday, the next class, the first thing that we do is we install Tosca. Any questions that I have to address here?
I have one question.
Yeah, please.
So, is it keeping any object repository kind of thing, like the XPath or something in its repository, or how it works? Like, normally we keep some XPath or something, right? So, when you
Yeah.
scan the element, it is taking from behind the XPath, or like, what is the mechanism that I need to understand? So, why I'm asking, in case that is not working sometime, so is it possible to modify by our own? And uh, so because I have worked in other tools, so it was like that. So here how it works, that I need to understand.
Yeah, here it will help you to do it with the help of technical properties. I've shown you the technical properties, right? With the help of that, we will be trying to grab it. Okay. So once we start our practical, right, you will clearly understand how is it grabbing it. Okay. And if at all, if it is failing, yes, we do have different methods how to handle all those failures, how to make not our test case fail. Okay. So that is also easily understood once we start with the test case. Okay. I can tell you clearly, next 10 minutes I can tell you, but it is of no use. That is what I think. I want you to really face that thing and you will get to understand how it is. Okay. Any other questions?
Regarding license part, how many days you'll be providing? 90 days?
Yeah, you will get it for 90 days. We can also extend it later after 90 days also.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, if no questions, we can wind up for today because
Are you
it's a
hear me?
Friday. Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, I was asking about job exposure in Canada. When I saw your slide, it looks like Canada uses Tosca the least.
Yeah,
From
correct.
experience,
Yeah.
I'm in Canada. Do you think I will have jobs when I'm done with this program?
Yeah, we cannot tell you, see,
Okay.
but Canada has enough chances. That is what I have listened because my previous batches also I have people who are from Canada. Okay, so they came here just to understand, learn about Tosca because they are seeing lot of openings in Canada. Okay.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds good. When
Thank
I
you.
saw that chart, I was scared, but now it's fine. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Don't worry. Yes, I do have people who are from Canada and they have started doing all the information.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I do. Yes. So then with this, we will wind up for today. Okay. So we'll meet on Monday. Please do join us on Monday session. It is really very important. We'll start installing Tosca and we will see lot of new concepts. We will understand how easy this tool and you can easily automate any kind of application. Okay. So I would say come with us in this journey and we will see a lot of good information that is helpful for you to crack your interviews, to crack your any kind, even if you are directly assigned to a project, it is this course I would say for sure it will help you out to even start with your project independently. Okay. Yes. On that note, we can sign off for today. Thank you so much for joining today's session. Have a very nice day ahead. Bye bye.
Yeah,
Thank
thank you.
you. Thank you,
Thank you.
Mansa.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you so much, Mansa.